Hello, good evening, and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright. Whoops, I forgot to close down this. Whatever.
You wanna restart?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Should I present the calling card to the bellboy? Since it's actually the killer?
Would he have shown it at that time though?
Okay, that's wrong.
Like, he just... For right now, we just know that he's the bellboy.
Yes. He was talking to someone at first I thought it was a bellboy, watched them to shoot for a while, and give it one time. I guess it was me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Wait, still in a Dickle Samurai costume.
Yeah, so when did he have the mask on?
No, he said the mask was off, actually.
Right.
Wait, so... There shouldn't be anything wrong with this, actually.
Yeah, because he went and he fell asleep and he was still in it, right?
Yeah, so that should be correct.
Yeah.
Talk with someone, watch them, but... So what's wrong with this? Wait, what time did you say it was?
After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room.
That doesn't seem wrong.
Right, because he did disappear for a second to go see what was up.
I'm really not sure.
After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Okay? He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. Wait, he thought it was the bellboy? Well... Wait, if he thought it was the bellboy at first, but... Well, then that implies that it wasn't the bellboy, so who was it?
Right. Am I supposed to present maybe a profile?
Maybe?
No.
Guess not.
Maybe it has to do with how long he was gone?
Something about guests coming back because of the conference thingy? And he had guests waiting so he couldn't be gone?
That was us.
Right, but... couldn't make them wait for me, but... he did. What are you, a microwave?
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to present here.
Wait, wouldn't you have seen Adrian moving about because she was like busy and everything and...
Well, we could try it, I guess.
Or no, I guess at about that point she was probably in Juan's room stabbing the body, right?
No, because at that point, he was already asleep. So he wouldn't have been seeing Matt still awake talking to the bellboy. Matter of fact, the bellboy probably hasn't even committed the murder yet at that point.
Oh. Wait. We'll go back to after the award ceremony. I went by myself to Matt's room.
Did he go by himself?
I'm pretty sure.
I really don't know what I'm supposed to present here. Should I just look it up? I mean, it feels like cheating, but...
Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume.
That's correct.
He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. That's who it should be, right?
Well, I mean, technically he's not the bellboy, he's the assassin, but...
We don't know that. I mean, we do, but we don't.
Is there anything we can use to prove otherwise?
Have we pressed him on everything already?
Yeah, we have. I mean, I can press this again.
He didn't think it was a normal bellboy.
Wait a minute, this is new. Actually, Mr. Powers, a few moments ago you said... you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Am I supposed to press something twice? Like, after I've already pressed something else that's in the next lineup? Because he said that for the next line. I was supposed to... So, what this game wanted me to do was press one line, press the line after that, and go back one line and press that again.
Oh. That's weird.
That is weird.
Okay, then. Anyway...
Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right?
About the tip, because apparently you seem to have a problem with people giving tips.
Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow at all.
It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about.
The face?
What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old Gramps.
I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court.
No, that's not what I mean at all. In the middle, in the smack middle of the guy's face, there's a line of stitches.
A line of stitches?
Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like that almost as if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. He was there, at Engard's house. He was at Butler.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We also saw him when Mike got kidnapped, but you seem to not remember that.
Phoenix, you're fucking stupid. What is it, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. So that means Engard was talking with the killer then. That if that fact were exposed, Engard would be declared guilty in a blink.
Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything.
Yes, Chief.
You're sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What did you say, Your Honor?
Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. We're just going around and around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony.
Okay, then I'm going to press the other thing.
You...
The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure, but giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much?
Would you please clarify for the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?
It's all ones. Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That could hardly be called a tip, Your Honor.
The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us.
We seem to be upset about the fact that it's a roll of cash and is this him paying Day Killer to...
Yeah, probably.
Oh shit. So it's not a tip.
It's payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're trying to stall for time, so I'm not sure if I should wait in that stalling for time or raising an objection in that stalling for time.
Raise an objection probably because you're making a racket. You're
Yeah.
doing something to prevent their continuation of the case.
Yeah. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical for typical fare for people like him.
Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I can receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting?
You've got a point. I mean, I don't get paid, let alone rolls of... I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work.
Then how do you afford that office and everything else?
Yeah, Phoenix, how are you not getting paid?
How are you alive if you're not getting paid? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. When? Payments? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Juan Corrida. Then... The bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Oh, hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley Day Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley Day Killer? He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley Day Killer.
Really?
What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later that night. What?
Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Right away. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. That's when that bellboy I saw earlier happened to come out. I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean...
Thank you very much. That is all we need for now.
Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more.
Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. Day Killer. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain us and make us laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
This is no laughing matter.
And what time was it? Well, I don't remember. You were somewhere around 8 p.m., right? And I went to the bathroom pretty soon after that. And then I came back. And then I went into the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time?
You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers?
Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But, you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. So I'm sure it was the same guy that was talking with Matt.
So which room did the bellboy come out of?
The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am.
Let's continue with the testimony, shall we?
So what exactly was out of place about him?
Right. Why the insipid grin?
Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a car and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
I agree, that is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers testimony slide, or...
Try to pull a fast one?
I guess.
Since we're trying to stall for time.
Yeah. There's nothing unusual or strange about an empty-handed bellboy. But there is, really is. There really isn't.
If you two are done being school children, bellboys offer room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one.
Edgeworth. Are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious?
I see. Very well, this court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of guest rooms empty-handed. So you were saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw the bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and then there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice.
If I could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we could dodge the bullet on this one for now.
Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Whoops. Hold on, I forgot there was one more. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent.
That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us.
But he really is the assassin, you know?
Yes, but we can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one.
Alright, so we have to present something on this, probably. Maybe... Hold on, I'm gonna save first, actually. Because I'm not sure this is right. Maybe the wine glass? I was right, okay. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches, and... So? A baseball has stitches? Are you saying that baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well...
What the fuck? What? Baseballs aren't people!
There's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
Goes to a baseball diamond, looks and stares at the carts of the baseballs and backup baseballs and says, I'm watching you.
Yeah. I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This... Oh, sorry, that's the judge.
This is the crime scene.
There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corrida's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is going on top of the table... What is on top of the table in the lower right corner here. Anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
But what? That would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
But can you prove that Corrida was already dead at that time?
Mr. Edgeworth. Yes. I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry.
What is with him? Why is he laughing?
Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh yeah! I almost forgot! Huh? What? The bellboy. He was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys didn't wear gloves like that, right?
Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind. Ah, boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. Bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So? A football is made of leather.
And it has stitches.
Yeah. Are you saying that footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather?
And have stitches.
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony.
The rest?
Oh, yes, please, tell us more.
Okay.
He had the stitches going down his face, and they came back, and, I don't know, I had to stop, I still had to pee, so I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and I didn't see him again, so I just went back to my guests.
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going to the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and went back to my seat.
So, the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went next door to the defendant's room?
Yeah, I kind of saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be poor underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop. I wouldn't stoop to spying.
Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers?
Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye, in a sort of sneaky, spy-like. I knew he was spying.
Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know.
I said, hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time.
About the person inside.
Probably. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm.
And you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah.
Well, it was Mr. Ungar's doing, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Ungar himself, I'd say.
And then, what did the bellboy do after that? But it couldn't have been him because he was asleep.
And also, technically, it could also have been Andrew's because they were both staying in the same room.
Right.
No.
I was actually about to suggest that it probably was Andrew's.
I don't think Andrew's has anything to do with the assassin though, so I think it probably was Matt.
Oh, maybe. But he was taking a nap.
Ooh, yeah. We have to pretend like we don't know anything.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing. Hold on, I'm gonna go back and.
What was the thing?
Yeah. Boop boop boop. Boop.
I said hold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave. Yeah. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
Well, this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes. It was all just like that.
But Mr. Edgeworth, is this all really that important?
Of course. Oh, sorry.
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was... No.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I would say for sure, but I don't... I think it was some sort of wooden statue.
Oh, the Bay figure.
Yeah. A statue? Yeah, it kind of looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know. Looks like, for this trial to proceed, I'm gonna have to come up with whatever the statue thing is and show it to him.
Just using on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with the testimony. What did the bellboy do after that?
Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engar's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall, went in there, and who knows after that, right? What do I do? Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? You saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about that alien.
That's you.
Oh, it showed Mia, I'm sorry. Well, Mr. Powers' testimony just now was as vague as his first.
It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it?
Talk about a lose-lose situation. Okay. Present the bear.
What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor.
What is it, Phoenix?
I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, there's something that you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey! That's it! That's the something! Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out!
I recall we found this at Matt Ongard's mansion.
At the defendant's house? At the
Duel! Yu-Gi-Oh!
Jeez.
What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the Killer assassinated Juan Corrida in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found in Mr. Ongard's mansion would be...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ongard is Day Killer's client.
Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia.
No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have.
I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points that we have not fully explored.
What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who received the bear?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's on guard.
But do we know for sure? Because he was taking a nap.
I mean...
Remember, we gotta be playing dumb because we're trying to prove that the bellboy is maybe
But
possibly
we kind of
not
already...
the assassin.
I know, but we already pressed powers on this, and he said he didn't see anyone, just the arm. So I don't think it would do any more good to press it further.
We were mentioning earlier how powers is easily...
Yeah, but how would that change what he saw? Let's ask about the bear itself, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's fairly obvious that this bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This is what was found at Mr. Onguard's mansion. However, Mr. Onguard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh.
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that Mr. Onguard who took this... It was not possible that it was Mr. Onguard who took this bear to his mansion.
Well, why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Whew. Disaster averted, it looks.
Wait, so if Mr. Onguard could have taken it home, wouldn't that just make it all the more obvious that it's the bellboy who took it there?
But nobody knows that the bellboy went to Matt Onguard's house except for us. We're the only ones who saw him there.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Onguard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape.
I can't believe it. That Butler, all this time, he was the killer.
Daykiller and Onguard were working together, so to speak. And Daykiller was hiding at Onguard Mansion as its butler. Whoa, what a bold move. The bear figure was brought back to Onguard Mansion by Daykiller himself.
Ha-ha!
What in the fuck?
When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Onguard had him do so.
Maybe I should have pressed the arm further, because then he maybe would have said it looked mechanical. I think it's probably part of the Nickel Samurai costume.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, just assumed it'd be like a regular, like, normal arm, like a person.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll continue this in the next episode.
I guess so. Bye.